all the people that are participating in this year, including myself, we're starting from the fourth line in the wide lines on Daf Ches Amud Beis. Today's Daf Tes Amud Aleph. So we're going to start now from the words of Hamaskilim, the beginning of the line. So yesterday we learned that when it comes to collecting tzedakah, you need two, and two could force, because the minimum of authority is two, and because what's the authority here? By being able to force the person to give a mashkin, by the rich guy. In the last case that we said was, even though we said you're not allowed to oppress people for money, even but by a rich man you're allowed. And we brought the last case that the Rava forced Rab Nosson by Rami, who was a wealthy guy, he was an usher, and he took from him 400 zuz for tzedakah. Okay. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the schar of a gabi tzedakah. It's written b'negeya to the Geula Hasidah. It says v'hamaskilim yasidu kizer rakiyah, that the maskilim, the fashteyas, the wise men, like, and a gabi tzedakah has to be wise to know who's a usher, who's a ani, and to see how much tzedakah to give. So they, who have to also collect from other people and go through bizyanis, they will shine like the zayaki, like the shine of the skies. So the Gemara says, the Gemara Dashan said, Dayan Shadon Din Emes Lamitay. It's going on a Dayan that paskins to according to the Reina Emes. So he brings down, what does it mean, the Reina Emes? Says sometimes a Dayan could see that the other side, Tak has everything backed up with Adam, but he knows, he smells that the Adam is eine falsch. So he digs in to make sure that the honest Adam, and if it's not honest Adam, he'll go against them. That's what it means. He looks, he searches to judge according to the truth. The Matzdik Harabim, that's Elu Gabayit Tzedakah. The Gabayit Tzedakah will shine like the stars forever. Stars light up the darkness, so do Gabayit Tzedakah. They light up for the Aniyim. Zog the Gemara, Masni Satana. We learned in the Braisa, V'hamaskin yaziru kizei arikiya, Zeh dain shadon din emes la'amitei, and Gabayit Tzedakah. So you see, this Girsa, or this Braisa, is learning different than what we just had previously said. Previously we said, V'hamaskin yaziru kizei arikiya, the wise men will shine like the shine of the heavens. That's going only on one case, on a dain shadon din emes la'amitei. And Matzdik Harabim is going on Gabi Tzedakah, but in the Braisa he learns the words of a maskilim, Yaziru Kizei Ikea, that the wise men will shine like the Kizei, like the shine of the skies, is going on two cases. Sai on Adayin Shadon Didem Islamite, and it's also going on Matzdik Harabim on the Gabi Tzedakah. And Kaklichavim Loilam Ba'at, and this and the Umatzdika Rabim Kakaycham Loilam Ba'ed, that pasuk that they will shine like the stars, Elam Lamdib Tzedakah, is going on Malamet that teaches children. Says the Gemara Kigoyman, like for whom is fit to be Umatzdika Rabim. Amarav Rav said Kigoyin Rav Shmuel Bar Shelas, like Rav Shmuel Bar Shelas was a Givaldik Malamet. It was unbelievable. Yes, this is. Oh, but I was going to say the Sikha. This is on Leil Beis the Chanukah, and we'll soon say the Rav Ashkei Rav Shmuel Bar Shelas the Havakoy Beginsa. Rav found that Shmuel Bar Shelas that he was hanging around in a garden. Amalei, so Rav said to him, Shvakti lehem nusach. You let go your trusted ones, meaning you Talmidim, or the Abin Geshem says what you quit. So from being a Malamed, but the Rashi says, you let go your trusted ones not being with you, you have to be mashgiach over them. It's already 13 years I haven't seen this garden. Now too, my mind is on the Talmidim. So the Rebbe says in Leil Beis Chanukah in the Sefer Yisvadas, the Rebbe says, quotes this story, and the Rebbe says Shelas is the Rosh Tevis Shivisi Hashem Negdi Summit, right? Li Negdi Summit. So the Rebbe says, what is the Indian? That the Rav Shelas was such a Melamed that he had the Indian that he knew he had to fulfill his mission because Shavis Hashem and Negdi Summit, and he felt the Eibishter is standing right, watching him over him, and he felt he has to fulfill his shlichus. And the Rebbe explains Rav. Why did Rav tell him off? Because Rav means that he had Talmidim. Rav means a teacher, and Heist as a Talmidim. Rav was hat verstanden, was meant, what does a teacher have to be? He has to be constantly over his students, so that's why he had the shaila. Why are you not with the children? So the Rebbe says also the Yosef, the Rebbe quoted 2 minor house, more than what a usher gives the ani, that the ani benefits, the usher benefits even more by giving the ani. So this is the same thing when a teacher teaches Talmidim, more than the Talmidim are getting, the Rav is benefiting. And the Rebbe also quoted the Avis with Talmidai Yosef Mikulam. The Rebbe also brings down that Shmuel's Bashelis was Bnei Banov. Bnei Banov, it was from the grandchildren of Haman. So the Rebbe says Lav Dafke. That's what it says. The Gemara says Manu, who was from the grandchildren that learned of Bnei Barak. Rav Shmuel Bashelis. So the Rebbe says, how could it be? Rav Shmuel Bashelis was with Rav. This Gemara, you see, and Rav was the Rosh Yeshiva in Surah in Bavel. We come this. And the Rebbe asks a couple of questions, but the Rebbe says it's possible that he lived in Surah, but he worked and learned and taught it to Shabbos Abman. He taught it to children in Eretz Yisrael, in Bnei Barak.
Driving every day with a
Okay. So, what's written about the Talmidei Chachamim who constantly are learning Torah? What's their schar? Ravina said, those that love Hashem, they will have the light. Like the sun comes out of the cover in its full strength, which is 343 times more than today's light that you're receiving. But in Ruchnius, it means they're going to have much greater light. From Natika, that the sun will be out of its sheath, and it's going to be 343 times stronger than it is today. They're not allowed to separate one from the other because they have to be together. One could go and collect from the people by the gate, and one could collect by the people in the store, as long as they could see each other and people see them as one. So they're not chesed. Huh?
Why have to be so close?
Oh, so first of all, we said in order to be authority to collect, no, you have to be together in order to be able to have authority. They have to be two together. They're not allowed to be separated. Okay, and also that those that see shouldn't say, "Oh, he's collecting alone." We know a collector has to be minimum 2. Okay, we learned that yesterday for authority, and also we're saying also people one is watching the other also. So if one found money in the market, one of the Gabbai tzedakah, even though it belongs to him, he shouldn't put it in his pocket. Why? Because people will be chesed. It belongs to tzedakah. So what should he do? He should put it in the pushka of tzedakah. When he comes home, he'll take it out of the pushka and put it back in his pocket. It's his. He'll put it in the pushka. People shouldn't be chesed, but it's really his.
But where's the pushka that he put in?
He has.
We found it in the market.
No, he found money in the market, but he's collecting. He's a collector. So, but that money that he found in the market belongs to him. So don't put it in your pocket. People will be chesed. He should put it in the purse that he collects tzedakah. People shouldn't think. And then when he comes home, I'll take it out. Somebody owed him 100 zuz, and he paid him the shuk. So people will think he's giving him tzedakah. Don't put that money that's owed to you in your pocket, because people will be chesed you that you're taking money of tzedakah into your pocket. Only put it into the purse of tzedakah. When he comes home, he'll take it back out of the purse. What?
Every single person had a Hanukkah?
No, only the collectors. Those were designated as collectors. They Yeah, but we're talking about it. He was paid back a chayv in the marketplace, but he was out in the market collecting money.
And they were thinking
So people will think, oh, he gave him money for stock and he pocketed it.
from our side.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Sabi and the king, we have to go out of our way to be clean. Like the story with Ruvain and no, the Shvatim that want to stay Me'evel HaYarden and Menashe. So in order that they should be Be'is and the king, he said, first go into Eretz Yisrael. People will be chesed. You're not going to come to war to fight against Eretz Yisrael. So that's where we get the concept of Be'is and the king. The garbage stock that they don't have to whom to distribute, so they're left over with a whole bunch of copper coins, and they become rusty. So what would they used to do? First of all, it was a lot of copper coins to go around with so much. So they should redeem it for silver coins by other people, not by himself, because if he's going to say, "Oh, I have silver coins, I'll take these copper coins and I'll switch it with myself," people are going to say he's stealing. He's taking much more copper coins than the silver he's exchanging for. So better go to somebody else and exchange it. It's the same thing. And he shouldn't do the exchange with his own silver coins. Gabay tamchui, the kitchen soup and this food, they don't have where to distribute the food. He should sell it to others. He shouldn't sell it to himself, because people say, for himself, he took it for, he paid nothing. Right. When you're counting the money of tzedakah, don't count it two at a time. People are going to say, when you're counting two at a time, you're saying one, and then you're going to take one and put it in your pocket. It was really two. So therefore, don't count it two at a time. Count it one at a time. Just mitzad the hiyis and the kiyum. Should be clean. Nobody should be chesed. In the bank is fine, but that's the bank. But you yourself, when you're counting, don't count it two at a time, because people think you're counting two at a time as one.
One for you, one for
me. Originally, the master, Abaya's master, which was a Rabbah, he would not sit on the mats of the Beis HaKnesses, because they were bought with the Mois HaKuppah, with the money of tzedakah. So he didn't know if that money that was for tzedakah was made for to buy mats in the shul that he could sit on. Keeping the Shema Lahadetanya. Since he heard this B'naisa, that the B'nai Yair, that they could Ulashanes L'chomash Yitzu, that you could exchange the tzedakah for different tzedakahs. Kuppah for tamchui, tamchui for kuppah. So Rabbi Yosef, he sat down on these mats, because mats in a shul, if there's missing mats and they buy extra mats to sit on, they're part of the tzarchei tzibur, where the bnei Yair could buy it with the money of the pushka, of the kuppah. Originally, he would have two wallets. One for the aniyim for the world, that's one separate pushka, which was like the kuppah's tamchui, which was every day. And then the kuppah was Erev Shabbos, that was only once a week. So he had only for the people of the city. Al derech zeh, I'm saying. This is the case of these are the two types of tzedakah. But there was tzedakah for the aniyah here and tzedakah for aniyah the alma.
Come every day is one price. Whoever comes once a week, a different price.
A different push. No, it was a different push that they get. Keeping the Shmuel Lahad Amalei, Shmuel Rav Tachlif Bar Avdimer. Since they heard what Shmuel said to Rav Tachlif Bar Avdimer, because Rav Tachlif also had two wallets, one for the aniyah Olam, one for aniyah a year. So Shmuel told him, Chat Kisa, just make one wallet. You don't need two wallets. Ma'asna Allah, and make and stipulate, make a condition with the tzibur that he could distribute the money to whomever he wants, whoever he sees fit, and that's it. So the same thing, Rabbi did the same thing. That he made one pushka, one wallet for all its tzedakahs. Avashi says, I didn't even make a t'nai with the Bnei Yair. He was the mother de Asa. The Chol de Ka'asi, Adaita de Yasi. Whoever came to give money for the Kuppah Yair, they did it relying on me, he says. Relying on me. And to whomever I felt to give, I gave. Okay. There were two shachtim and butchers They made a condition between each other. The whole man, because there was not enough business for everybody. So they made between the tabachim, the butchers, the shachtim, one day you and one day me. Don't shechta my day. So they made up that if you'll shechta my day, or I'll shechta your day, nikri'uha lemashke. We're going to take the shechita that you did to the behemoth, and we're going to destroy the money that you can make. We're going to destroy the hide, the skin of the behemoth. That you're not going to be able to have money. You're going to lose money from it if you do that. Because they could sell also the hide, and it's worth a lot of money, but they would destroy it if they worked on the wrong day. If one guy worked on the other guy's day, the deal was they could do it. Okay. Happened. One of them went. One of the butchers went, and the gishachna behema in the tug in the day that it belongs to his friend. So right away they ripped the hide. They caused them a big loss. They came before Rava. Rava was mechayvim to pay. So Rav Yema Bar Shlamia asked to Rava, listen, we learned before, La Siya al Kitzasam, that the Bnei Yair can make conditions, even though it's not al Pitera, that in order to keep Lamashal, to make a ceiling of amount, how much you could charge for wheat, for wine, you can't go over that price. You can make, and if you do, there's anybody that's able, you could cancel them. So what's wrong? The Bnei Yair made a condition. Let's stick to it. Lo yahad lo yahad. Rava didn't answer him and just kept to the psak. It was good that Rava didn't answer him anything. When were these words said that the Bnei Yair can make conditions when there's no choshev rav in the city? But where there is a Adam Choshev. They don't have the koyach to make their own rules. You have to follow the rules of the leader of the city, the Mara Asra. If there's a Mara Asra, you follow the Mara Asra. You don't do it on your own. And they made the conditions between themselves. Yeah, you're right.
But they took away Panasa from the other guy because he took away his day.
So when there's a chsarn of mamain, even there, he wants to bring down. When there's a loss of money, maybe they can make conditions when there's no loss of money. Like we said,
Maybe you have to go to the maybe they
but when you're talking, but here you're talking about a loss of money, that you can't make such conditions unless you have the Mara D'Asa involved. But anyway, he says when it comes to making rules and there's a Mara D'Asa, you go through the Mara D'Asa. We don't in taking account or do accounting or b'tzedakah gabay tzedakah. We don't go through an audit. That's the right word. Audit the gabay tzedakah to see where the monies went. And also by hekdesh, the gabayim of hekdesh that use the money to pay the workers, we don't audit them. Even though we don't have a raya, there is a zeichel. Never like it says, when they gave the gizbari of hekdesh, don't start ordering, making cheshbenis, accounting, looking and looking for the cheshbenis on the gizbarim that we give the money through them, to give to the workers that are working in the Beis Hamikdash, because they're doing it with good faith, with trust. We trust them, so therefore we don't audit them. Rabbi Lazar said, even though a person has a trustworthy gabbai in the house, a trusted gizber in his house, yotzur, he should bundle the money. He should count the money and bundle it. He should know exactly how much money he's giving his gabbai to distribute. Never like it says by Imalachim, when they gave the money in the Beis Hamikdash, he brings down over there by Yatsuru, by Ezra. I'm sorry, by Azara Hayamurch Arein, Shadar Chur Shabadal, Mashlichim Kesler Bedek Habayis. So it says when they get to the Bedek Habayis that they would bundle up the money and it was counted just in case later on they want to offer an account of what's happening, so you know exactly what's going on because you know you counted the money before you gave it to them. Amar Rav Huna said, Beitkin lemezainis, vein beitkin lechsus. We investigate and check out if a ani comes, if he's worthy of getting the mezainis. But when it comes, if he comes naket hate, we don't start making investigations if he deserves the ksus. You just give him a ksus right away. If the saya posik and the saya svara behind it. If you want, I can tell you this svara behind it. Hai kol mibazi. This naked person is being embarrassed in front of everybody. And if you're going to wait and you start checking after him, in the meantime, more people are looking at him. He's being embarrassed. Hai lo kol mibazi. But the one who didn't eat yet, he's not being embarrassed. He might be in pain from hunger, but he's not being embarrassed. So therefore, you could investigate to check out the food. But the one who's standing naked, he's being misbazed the whole time. So the Gemara.
Why do you want to check? He's asking for food. Like what could be lying to you? What you gonna
Maybe
do?
he has
You
food.
could
He's
give him a
just
piece of bread.
maybe it's more than that. Who knows? And it's every day he's coming for a freebie. So you want to know if it's real. So the Gemara. I can bring you a pasuk. It says, "Aloi paris l'ro'ev lachmecha." It says, so then you should give out to those that are those that are hungry, bread. And there it's written b'shinksiv paris. Paris, you can read it. It's written paris. It's read paris, but it's written that you could read it with a shin. So shin means that you should search and investigate first that he's not a Ramai. And then only afterwards you give it to him. By covering a naked person, it says, when you see a naked person, you should cover him. So the word kisida la'alta means right when you see him, immediately you have to cover him without even checking after him if he's a Ramai. Rabbi Yehuda says just the opposite. For clothing, you investigate if he needs the clothing. But when it comes to mezenas, we're not baitik. So what's the svara behind it, or what's the makar? If you want, I can tell you a svara. If you want, I can tell you a pasuk. If you want, I can tell you a svara. Hi, come suddenly. The guy who's hungert sich, who's in a hunger, he's hungry. If you're going to start checking and investigating, who knows what could happen to him? He could die. Like comes suddenly. But Bashenkin, this person who's naked, he's not hungry. There's no pain in the book. There's Bejena is. We're not talking about it was a hot day like today. So if you want, if you want, I'll give you a pasuk like Hacha Ksiv. Haloi parois. It says you read it with a samach, with a sin. Parois l'ro'ev lachmecha. Yeah, like I told you. Haloi parois Rabbi Ushmal. When he came into, we were learning Masechta Shabbos. He can sagen Hashin. Says, "Hi Yorg al tzulach." But so many sins after it. Hi Yorg it milan in the sense that Masechta in ganz sas. Masechta Shabbos. You see, it's a style, the ultimate sin. Yeah. Anyway, Paris Lauta, he says, it says Paris Lauta that you have to distribute lechem right away without checking. Paris means to distribute. And like we read it with a sin. But there, by the covering the naked ksiv, kisida, kisida means when you'll see that it's fitting that this person deserves exus, then you should cover him up. Tanya Kavasei, the Gemara says we learned like Rabbi Yehuda. Oma, he says kasuni b'itkinacharov. When it comes to clothing, and he says cover me, give me clothing, then you investigate to see if he's ani or not, if he really needs it. But if he is for mezainis, we don't investigate. Then also we learned over there in the Mishnah. No. Okay. Aha, very nice. Okay.
No, because
It's hard.
It's like over here.
That you have to give food first. Yeah. Then we learned in the Mishnah in another place in Peah. Ein, the Bnei Ha'ir Peichasin La'ani Ha'ivim Mimakom Labakim, that you cannot give those anim that are coming from city to city, you can't give them less than a loaf, mikika, a loaf of bread, which is for 2 sudas. The punyin, with the coin that's worth a punyin, me'aba soin besela, for 4 soin go for a selah. What it is, 4 soin are 24 kavim. For a selah has 48 pinyonin. I'm sorry, 4 selah. Every selah is 12 pinyonin. Okay, but 40. So 4 selah is 48 pinyonin. 48 pinyonin, and 4 soyin is 48 half a kavim. So 1 pudyin was corresponding a half a kav. With that a half a kav, he would have to give it to the baker to work it out with the flour of the half a kav, and make a loaf of bread which was from a quarter of a kav, because the baker took a quarter for himself for the schar, for the work. So from that half a kav, he had a loaf of bread which was for 2 meals. Lon, if he's staying overnight, you have to also give him panasa, sustenance, to be able to sleep overnight. You have to provide him with food to sleep overnight. So say if you have to give him a loaf of bread, and say if he's staying overnight, you also have to give him that he should be able to stay. A panasa means sustenance to be able to stay overnight. My panasa is lina. What is that panasa for staying overnight? I mean, papa puri a bed on a cushion and a pillow. So you want to Shabbos if he's staying over Shabbos. Noisnin loy mazen shalish sudas. Then you have to give him mazen for 3 sudas. So you want to tell him we learned in the Braisa. Im hoya mazen al hapsachim. If it was an ani that was going from door to door, he's capable of collecting tzedakah. Ein niskakim loy. Then we don't have to give him money from the kuppah. He's able to collect. He's a capable person. Yeah. Ahu anya dehava mazen al hapsachim. There was this ani that was going from door to door. The hustler kamedi papa. He came before your papa to his phone dava. Later dakikly. Your papa didn't attend to him and he didn't give him anything. Amalei Rav Sama Breida Rav Yevel Papa. Rav Sama Breida Rav Yevel said to Papa, Imalan is dakikly. If Rav Papa you're not attending and giving him anything, nobody's going to give him because they're going to be chesed. This guy is not the right person to give tzedakah. It's nicht mensch was not haben. Lemus, so he's going to die. So what are you doing? Amalei, so Papa said to Rav Sama, but we learned in the Braisa. If it was an ani that was going from door to door, you don't have to give him. So what do you want from me? If someone said to our Papa, yeah, but you don't have to give him the full portion that ani gets. But you have to give him a little bit to take away the chshad as nishkin ani, so that the others should want to give him. A person shouldn't withhold himself from giving minimum, even though there's a union from Maisa, but the minimum you have to give is the 1/3 of a shekel. Shanema, like it says, to giving for the needs of the Beis Hamikdash. V'hamadnu aleinu mitzvahs. We accept upon ourselves this mitzvah. Losis aleinu shlish shekel b'ashana la'avidus Beis Elokeinu. To give a 1/3 of a shekel in the year for the Beis Hamikdash, for the Avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. So here you have a raya that you have to give a minimum 1/3 of a shekel. Zakti Yamada, and even more so says Avashi. Shkula tzedakah connect kol mitzvahs. Tzedakah is compared to all the mitzvahs. We have like tefillin is compared to all the mitzvahs. Talmud Torah connected kulam, but here you have tzedakah is connected to all mitzvahs. Never like it says the hamadnu aleinu mitzvahs. We accept upon ourselves mitzvahs, and here was only one mitzvah to give 1/3 of a shekel. This is the previous pasuk. Mitzvah ain't sivkan. It doesn't say one mitzvah. Ala mitzvahs, and here he's only doing one mitzvah, and we consider it as mitzvahs plural. So you see, somebody who gives tzedakah is right. Is shkula tzedakah kedai kol mitzvahs is compared to all the other mitzvahs. The next one are simanim on the chshivas of tzedakah. Gadol Mikdash HaMeisha. So we're going to start off with Gadol. Amar Rabbi Elazar. Gadol HaMe'aseh. Great is a person who promotes other people to give tzedakah. He makes other people give tzedakah. Yosem and Isa. More than the one that is giving the tzedakah itself. Remember, like it says in the pasuk, "V'hoya ma'isa tzedakah shalom." You have to read ma'isa. Could also be read mi'asa, that he promotes others and forces others to give tzedakah. That brings shalom, peace. There's nothing greater than shalom. But somebody who actually gives tzedakah, hashkeit, has tranquility, b'vetach, and security adoilam. But that's not as great as shalom. So you see, ma'asa, somebody who promotes giving tzedakah is greater than the one who is giving tzedakah itself. Because somebody who promotes gets the schar of shalom, peace, versus somebody who gives tzedakah has tranquility, has security, but it's not as big as shalom. It's not. This is a tough business. If a person was zeicha for good mazel, so he fulfills with his money what it says, that he gives out to those that are hungry, to the aniyim, bread. But if he was not zeicha, then you have the crying aniyim that they will come to your house. Meaning the mamshala, the government, is always crying for money. They always need more money. So those people are going to come and take your money if you don't end up giving money for tzedakah. Meaning that if you don't have that mazel of being able to give tzedakah to aniyim, you're going to end up giving to aniyim rudim. Meaning if you weren't zeicha, you didn't have the merit of giving aniyim. I beg of you, force each one and each one to give tzedakah. In order there should be shalom and malchus, meaning that the melucha shouldn't come and demand tremendous taxes. Rabbi Elazar said,
have to run away from the city, right?
that was yesterday. Yeah, Rabbi Elazar said, in the time when the Beis Hamikdash existed, Adam shekel shiklei, the people would give a machzah shekel for the need of the kabbanis hatzibur, and and he would be forgiven. But Asha, Shem Beis Hamikdash Kaim, when the Beis Hamikdash is not existing, if he gives tzedakah, it's mechaped in the place of the kabbanis, b'imlav. But if they don't give, the goyim come and they take it with force. Nevertheless, when the goyim take it with force, I will consider it as a tzedakah. The Eibishter says, I will consider the money that the government took from you as a tzedakah. That what you will give to the oppressors, to the government, I will consider as tzedakah. Why? Because they're relieving the aniyim of the city from having to give taxes. This thing was said to me, Ula. Ula over here doesn't mean the name of the Tana. Ula means a child. Ula, it's going on Avsheshes. That Meshagish al Chassid Imei. He made his mother, Meshuggah, to go off the Tznias Dik away. Mishmei de Rabbi Elazar. It was said in the name of Rabbi Elazar. Ma'idach Siv. What is this that's written by Yubash Tzedakah Kasiryon? That he clothed himself, meaning Tzedakah, Lasiryon is the armor clothing. Leimelach, to tell you, Masiyan Zeh Kol Klipa Mitzrayafes, Lasiryon Gadol, just like by the armor, they have these little pieces, it's scales, a whole bunch of scales, little metal pieces. Every piece adds to make it into a good armor. So too, every pruta gets combined to a big cheshbon, and that's very special. It's not every mitzvah gets added into one cheshbon, and if it's one cheshbon, the Eibishter accepts it as a big matana. Rabbi Chanina says from here, it says ukevaged idim, like the disgusting beged kol tzidkesenu, with all the tzidkes. But the beged is disgusting. But how did the beged come about? Ma beged zeh kol nima v'nima mitzarefes lebeged gadol. Just like this beged, every thread makes it into a beged gadol. Tzedakah kol pruta mitzarefes lecheshbon gadol. So too, by tzedakah, every pruta gets combined to make it into one big cheshbon. Just like every thread makes it more and more into a big beged. fact, why was Rav Sheshes called the child that made the mother go off the derech mishuga in a non-theistic way? So the Gemara the boy menay Rav Chadvoi bar Ami Rav Sheshes. Rav Chadvoi bar Ami asked the child Rav Sheshes. Menay le Metzora the Beisi Puri Shumatama Adam. How do we know that a Metzora, when a Metzora comes, he's muchlit, he became Avad Metzora, so he has to bring two birds, and the blood of one bird goes into water, Mayim Chayim, and it changes the color, and they take the Ezav and they spray it on him. So then they do it again after 7 days. Those 7 days that he's being counted after he brought the carbon, we want to know, does he have the same tumah as a muchlit, as a Metzora muchlit that is Metama Adam? So where do we know that even when the days are being counted, in the days that he's another 7 days to make sure that he's a ois Metzora, how do we know those days that he's counting, that he, in those days, if he touches Adam, he's Metama Adam? Amalei Rav Sheshes said to Abba Chatvoi, Hail Metama Begadim, since he's Metama Begadim, and Abba Tuma is only Metama Begadim and Adam. And if it's not Metama Begadim, so it's not considered as Abba Tuma. If it's not Abba Tuma, it can't be Metama Begadim. If it's Metama Begadim, it must be Abba Tuma, and it can be Metama Adam also. Amalei, no, Dilma Tuma B'chiburim Shiny. There it's different. Why by the Metzora and the Yemei in the days of his counting, his beged is Tameh because he's wearing it. It's different. It's not touching a beged off of him. Maybe that's different. V'haraya the Hesed Nevela. By moving on the Vela, the Metama Begadim, it's Metama the Begadim that he's wearing. But Metama Adam. But if he touches a person or Begadim that he's not wearing, it doesn't become Tameh. So you see, there's a chilik between the Begadim that you're wearing or the Begadim you're not wearing. Amalei, so Rav Sheshes said to the Achadvai, well, a sheretz. He says from sheretz, a dead sheretz, the Metama Adam, Menolam. How do we know it's Metama Adam? There's no pasuk for it. La mishum the Metama Begadim. Only because we know by a sheretz that that the Begadim become Tameh if you touch a sheretz. Amalei sheretz. Behedik sibei. By a sheretz it says befeidish. Somebody who touches a sheretz, it's or isha sheyige b'chol sheretz, that a person that touches a sheretz, the person becomes Tameh. So there's a befeidish pasuk that an adam becomes Tameh from a sheretz. Says Gemara Eloshich Zera. Only assuming that it comes out from a person. The Metame Adam and Nolan. How do we know that the person becomes Tameh if the Shichazet is on him? La Mishum the Hayul Metame Begadim. Is it then not because his Begadim that touches the Shichazet becomes Tameh? That's why Metame Adam, it can be Metame Adam. Amalei says no, Shichazet not me bad Yiksibei. Shichazet is also the Fesha Pasik. It says Oi Ish, the extra word Oi, Larabas Hanayeya, comes to include somebody who touches Shichazera, a person becomes Tameh. So we have a Feish Pasik. So how do you know by Metzora in the days of his counting that he could be Metama Adam? Ahadle b'dichusa. And Rabbi Chadvoi was like sort of laughing that everything in Rav Sheshes, all your rayas is not working out for you. Cholish died to Rav Sheshes. Rav Sheshes became distressed. And Ishtik Rabbi Chadvoi Barami. Rabbi Chadvoi Barami became Elim. He became a mute. He couldn't talk. And he forgot the whole limudim that he learned. Asya Imeu Kabachya Kamei. The mother of Rav Sheshes came and was crying before him. Tosa says it was the mother of Rabbi Chadvoi because she nursed Rav Sheshes. And she was crying and crying, and Rav Sheshes wasn't listening. So Amalei, she said, Chazila Hani Chadye. Look. She exposed herself, her breast. So you see my breast, the matzah's menayu. You nursed from these breasts. Barach me'alai. In this chus that you nursed from these breasts, I'm asking you to daven for him. So when he saw that, he went and he davened and he sorry, barach me'alai. When she showed the breast, Rav Sheshes davened rachamim for Rabbi Chadvoi, and he was healed. Udason Allah. Now that we have still the Shaila. What's the days of when he's counting? Where do we know Menolam? Where do we know that he can be Metama Adam? Says Gemara Kedetanya, like we learned in the Brayso. Rav Shimon ben Yochai Omer, Number kibbutz begot meisi purei. It says about that one has to wash his clothing by the days of his counting. And number kibbutz begot meichalute. So at the end of the counting, he has to wash his clothing. And when the Saras went away at the beginning, he also had to wash his clothing. Malahalam, just like when he was a Metzera Muchli, Metama Odam, he was Metama Odam, Avkam Metama Odam, so too, in the Yemei Sipuri, he's also Metame, a person, because we learn out from, it says, Kibbutz Begodim, that they have to wash the Begodim in both places. Rabbi Elazar said, this is like Gzeira Shava, the same word you find, Kibbutz Begodim. Kibbutz. Rabbi Elazar had said, Godel, Ha'isa Tzedakah B'Seisa, Yosim Moshe Rabbeinu. Greater is giving Tzedakah B'Seisa than the Tefillah of Moshe Rabbeinu. The Moshe Rabbeinu Ksiv, by Moshe Rabbeinu, it's written by the Chatei Egel, Ki Yagertim Epnei Hava Achema. I'm afraid of these Malachi Chabolah, which are called Af V'Chema. Be'iloi, B'Eis Tzedakah, but by one who gives Tzedakah, Ksiv, it says, Matim B'Seisa Yichba'ah. Somebody gives Tzedakah B'Seisa, he subdues Av, and B'Cheik, and those B'Shechet B'Cheik, and those Shmirim B'Cheik on the left, that means also Tzedakah B'Seisa, Chema Azah. Also, it's Yichba, the Chema, and the Chema Azah, the strong burning anger, is also subdued. Rabbi Yitzchak argues, Rabbi Yitzchak, Af Koifa. It says only B'Negeya to Av, Mat Meseisa Yichba Af. It doesn't go on the Chema Azah. Shenaba, Chema, but the Chema ain't a Koifa. But the Chema is not subdued. Shenaba Shechet B'Cheik, Chema Azah. It says that the Mat Meseis B'Cheik, the Chema Azah, Apal Pisha Shechet B'Cheik, even though he's giving Tzedakah B'Seisa, Chema Azah, the Chema Azah, meaning the burning anger is still there, but take it. Nikadami, Rabbi Yitzchak. Others say that Rabbi Yitzchak said, "Kol dayin shenoitel shoichat." Every dayan that takes shoichat, maybe chema azal, he brings the burning wrath of Hashem to the world. Shenema v'shoichat b'cheik. The gaimat, like it says that he accepted shoichat, and therefore there's chema az in the world. Rabbi Yitzchak, Kol anesim tutla anim is baruch b'sheish brachos. Whoever gives a pruta to ani, he's blessed with 6 brachos. V'amafaisei b'dvarim. Somebody who is mafayis ani, calms down the ani, he tells him divin nechumim, mizbarach be'achas ese brachas. He was blessed with 11 brachas. And they some put lanim mizbarach b'sheish brachas the chsiv, like it says b'negei to mitzvah tzedakah haloi pareis, that you should give the larav lachmecha to those that are hungry bread, v'amniyim merudim, and then those crying aniyim tabi bais you should bring in your house kisira areim v'chisisai. Or when you see ani that's naked, you should cover him. So the pasuk says, these are the Bach brings down. Hagoy sabach ozi baka bashacha kashacha irecha. Then through your tzedakah, your light will break through like the morning. Baruch chascha me'era titzmach, and your refuah will immediately be healed, will sprout. And in front of you, your righteousness will go. Kvod Hashem ya'asvacha. It says the glory of Hashem will be taken in, that you'll be brought in Lamaila with all the tzaddikim. Oz tikra. Then you will call out Hashem Yana, and Hashem will answer all your desires. Teshava, you will cry out. V'yom Hashem hineni, and Hashem will say, yeah, I'm here to do whatever you want. I still have one. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll stop over here.